Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَأَنفَقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ سِرًّا وَعَلَانِيًا. The other important trait of the ulul albab, those with the power of understanding, is that they give out of what we have given them in secret and in public. Sirran wa alaniya. Yunfiqun. They spend out of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them in this manner. Sirran, in secret, when they find it to be so necessary, they do it in secret. Such as when a person comes to ask for something and they consider protecting the dignity and the respect of the beggar, they'll give in secret, so as not to embarrass the beggar. And you find many examples of this from the life of the Ma'asumin alayhim salam. Now, how many times Amirul Mu'minin salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi is reported to carrying on his own back sacks of food and assistance to the doors of the needy in the dark of the night. And then many people who were assisted by Imam alayhi salam, they did not even know him or see him. He would take those assistances to their doors and leave them there. And so are the other Aimma alayhim salam. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Zain al-Abidin, all of them, they used to do that. Trying to do it in the darkness, in secret. In one incident, a person comes to beg from Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam, and Imam enters into the house, takes the assistance, and gives it to the beggar without showing his face. And the reason is he did not want to see the shyness or the shamefulness or the face of the beggar. But to give them without seeing even that. Sirran, so they give in secret. Sometimes it's required so. Sometimes it is important to give in public. When the matter that is being funded, for example, is public and there's need to encourage other people to contribute and all that, is good to give openly. As a lesson, as an encouragement. There's no harm in that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards both, giving in secret as well as in giving in public. The issue is, mu'minun are careful and they try to be very wise in choosing how they spend in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How do they give in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The main target is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The main one is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether it is in secret or in public, they give is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But sometimes they find it necessary to give openly, sometimes they find it necessary to give it in secret. So this is the other trade of spending. And you find that in the ayat, in many ayats of the Holy Quran, spending in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always next to establishment of prayers. They are always together. أَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتَوْا الزَّكَاةَ. So there is a connection between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and a connection between the people. There is the care that is needed to be given to the people. And this is also a path that leads to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants the community of believers to be strengthened, their ties to be strengthened, and they live in harmony, and that there is no disparities in their existence, in their life as a community, as a society. Thus, there is emphasis on both. You connect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not just at individual level, not just privately, that you establish the prayers and you don't care about anything else. No, you have to also care about the society, about the community that you live in. Then he says, After that, وَيَدْرَؤُونَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ السَّيِّئَةِ. So this is the eighth one. يَدْرَؤُونَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ السَّيِّئَةِ. It is that they try to erase the bad deeds by doing good. So whenever they commit a sin, because they are not ma'asumin, and it happens that they may commit a sin or do a mistake, have a shortcoming, they always want to keep up with a clean state, to maintain themselves. So quickly, they try to erase that by doing something good. وَيَدْرَؤُونَ بِالْحَسَنَةِ السَّيِّئَةِ. Whenever they find that they have done something wrong, they immediately do something good, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala erases the bad deeds by the good ones. And the records are kept clean. And this is where we can see that hasanat are likened to pure water. So when we get najasat, impurity, we quickly want to purify ourselves. And the concept of purification is in this, where we are told to keep up cleanness and purity. It's not just physical. These are simples. The same way we strive to gain purity of our bodies is that we are also required to gain purity of our hearts. We try to purify ourselves from any dirt that may come to our hearts, to our spirits. Remember here, when one of the scholars was discussing this part of the Ziyarat Ashura, this phrase that we recite, Allahumma ja'alni wajihan indaka bil Hussein. Oh Allah, give me or make me someone of status in your presence by Hussein. And what does it mean? Like to have status, to have some kind of respect in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the right of Hussein. So he was explaining this in a very beautiful way. He says that a human being, the same way, he grows from very low levels, ugly, kind of images you can see. Like, how does he become a human being before he gains the beauty that he has? How does he? He's at a certain point just a piece of flesh, looks something like a tail. Okay, then it grows a little bit and has some limbs and all that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it grow into a human being, a complete human being. When it comes out, beautiful in a nice, kind of form.